Good morning and Jai Hind, everyone. Uh, so today, okay. So today we have to study about inverse trigonometric function. Okay. So dear students, all you know about the invertible function and what are the condition uh, are there when you say that the function is said to be invertible. So uh, here, so in that case, you already know about that. If a function is bijective, so it is invertible. So for bijective, it is 1 1 and on both. Okay. So in case of 1 1, you know the condition. And for onto function, if the codomain of the function and the range are same, then you can say that it is onto function. So first of all, we have to build up the concept about the invertible function, and then one by one we have to discuss about all the trigonometric function and also check that whether all these are follow the conditions of invertible function or not. Okay. So already here you know if you have a real function f is such that domain of f to range of f. Suppose if you have any function like that, domain of f to range of f. So if you take that type of real function, so no doubt df is the domain and rf is the range of the function, and also this rf is the codomain. So here you take a function which is already onto, but it be invertible. Suppose here you have a invertible function. So if that function f is invertible, so here you can say this implies you have f inverse is such that range of f to domain of f. Okay. So if you have f is such that domain of f to range of f be invertible, then you can say that f can be written as f inverse is equal to range of f to domain of f. So in case of inverse, the codomain becomes the domain. That means the range becomes the domain of the function and the domain becomes the range of that function. And that f inverse is such that r f to df. Okay. Uh, so you can say that that f inverse can be written as rf to df, and you can say that f inverse exists in such a way that f inverse y is equal to x if y is equal to fx. So already you have such type of condition for a invertible function. Already you have. So if a function is
Excuse me,
invertible,
sir.
yes, 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 please say.
Sir, your video is off.
Okay, okay, just wait. Actually, network problem is
Is
there.
off.
Just I share the screen. Just wait. Yes, it be visible. It be visible. Tushar.
Yes,
Yes, it be
sir.
visible. Okay, okay. So you can say that if f is invertible, so you have a function like that f inverse y is equal to x if y is equal to fx. So actually, when you see the function and its inverse, the what is the that means the relation in between them. So here you can also say that for x y belongs to f, if any ordered pair xy belongs to f, so this implies yx belongs to f inverse. So here you see that in case of f inverse, only the order of the ordered pair be changed. Means the x and y are interchange their position. So if you want to find the graph of f, so here you see that all the ordered pair corresponding to xy type, all the points of x type, then the first element is to be plotted on along x-axis, and second quadrant that means the second element of the ordered pair are plotted against y-axis. So here you see that in case of f, now if you, that means with the help of that, if you want to find the graph of inverse of that function, so here you see that only you have to change the order, that means replacing x by y and y by x, so that b belongs to f inverse. Okay, so if you interchange the axis, means if x-axis, all the points on x-axis be interchanged to y, then you can say that it is, you have the graph of f inverse. Okay, in this conclusion, here you have an important point also. The point yx is the reflection of the point xy in the line y is equal to x. So if you draw the, that is that point is also in your practical, which we discussed later on. So you have to do it later on this one. So all the point yx is the reflection of the point xy in the line y is equal to x. Okay, that condition is to be verified by in lab, so you can do it later on. Okay, so all that are the concept regarding the inverse of the function. And one point is that here you see that your codomain and f is already on two function, because rf and codomain are same, but here the function is taken just like a domain of f to rf. So here if you think about that, the function is not 1 1, the function is not 1 1, and the reality is that you have that is test, that is rule also, horizontal line test. If you draw the horizontal line on the curve, and if that line intersect the curve at 2 points, then you can say that f is not 1 1 function. So using all that concept, we have to study about the inverse of trigonometric function. So come to the next slide. Okay, so your next topic is inverse of sine. Okay, inverse of sine. So if you are thinking about the inverse of sine, what you do in that case? So first of all, you trying to plot the graph of sine function, sine x. And what you know about the sine x, if you are talking about only for the sine x function, so here you see that the sine is defined for all the real number. So its domain is all the real number 2 minus 1 to 1. 2 minus 1 to 1, you know about that sine function. It is defined for all the real number, and its range is minus 1 to 1. Okay. Now if you plot it only for up to pi, minus pi to pi, if you plot it as that is the graph of sine function is already shown in your slide. So you can very easily draw it on your fair copy with the help of slide. Yes, trying to that will solve it. So just here I discuss the concept regarding that. What is the concept behind that? So here you have axis, here you take 0, and here you have pi by 2, and here you have pi. Again here you have minus pi by 2 and minus pi. Okay, so first we decide the range. So here you see that the range is minus 1 to 1. So here we draw a line at a distance of, that means y is equal to 1, and here you draw a line as y is equal to minus 1. Now just take its value on the graph. Take its value on the graph. So here you see that for x is equal to 0, here you see that sine is 0, so you have this point. For pi by 2 you have 1, so mark here 1. For pi again you have 0, minus pi by 2 you have minus 1, and minus pi you have again 0. So if you plot the graph of that, what you see? So here you have pi, and further you have the graph like that, and in the same way here you have in this way. So here you see that that curve gives the graph of sine function, which we see shown on your slide. Now here you see that, and here the function is defined for all the real number. Now, if you draw a line parallel to x-axis, and suppose that line is to be drawn at a midpoint of it, so y is equal to 1 by 2. If you draw a line y is equal to 1 by 2, that means horizontal line to x-axis, parallel line to x-axis. So here you see that for the entire curve, the parallel line intersect it at so many points, So you can say that, oh, function is not invertible because it is not 1, 1. Because it is not 1, 1, so the function is not invertible. But here your topic is inverse of sine function. So you can show inverse of sine function does not exist. Yes, it is not exist for the entire domain. But if we restrict its domain, or bounded its domain, so it becomes 1, 1, and you can say the function is invertible. So in that case, what you do, just think about it. So here you see the graph. Here you see that minus pi by 2 region to pi by 2 region, which is close to origin. That 2 points here we take close to origin, and here you see that from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, the graph of the sine, that is this horizontal line, intersect the curve at a point only. So you can say that if we restrict the domain minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, that is the horizontal line intersect the curve at a point, and the function become 1, 1. So you can say that for this domain, particular domain, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, it becomes 1, 1, and sine x is said to be invertible. Okay. So that is your first interval in which sine is 1, 1. That's why minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 domain is said to be principal branch. That is also known as principal branch. So there are so many branches, not only minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, but there are so many other branches also in which the function is 1, 1 and is said to be that means invertible function. But in our syllabus, we have to study only for the principal branches. So here we are discussing only about principal branch of the inverse trigonometric function, not beyond that. Okay. So here you see that minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, your function becomes 1, 1. So if you see the slide, here it is given, if you restrict the domain from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, it is invertible, and the function is such that f inverse, that is inverse of sine. So the inverse of sine exists in between them, whose domain is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and range, no doubt, minus 1 to 1. So in this way, you can say that your sine inverse function is as sine inverse x is such that is from minus 1 to 1 to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. In this way. So here you see that the domain of that is the domain in which sine function is 1, 1 is the range of sine inverse. So here you see that minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 is the range of sine inverse x, and the range of sine, which is minus 1 to 1, becomes the domain of sine inverse. So here you see that the sine inverse x, and that is also known as arc of sine. Or sine inverse x. Okay. So the sine inverse x is such that minus 1 to 1 to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So you have to learn that be the domain, and that be the range of sine function, and that is known as principal branch. So how it is defined, I check it. So here you see that be the domain of sine inverse, and here it is range. So that be exist if you can write in this way: y is equal to sine inverse x if x is equal to sine y. X is equal to sine y, and this y belongs to, and y belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So that be the concept of sine inverse function. Okay. And also, if you want to find the graph of the sine inverse for the principal branch only, that means only for minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So the inverse of sine inverse of sine's graph is given on your slide. That means second figure, just to go through it. Here you see that only the coordinate of the points are interchanged. So how you draw the graph of sine inverse x? Just I tell you. So in this case, just you write in this way. Here you take, means all the point on the y-axis is to be plotted along x-axis. Okay. So here you have 0, here you have -1, and here you have 1, and you plot it here. Here suppose pi by 2, and here you have minus pi by 2. So 0 is 0. You have that means you have value here 0, and for 1 the value here you have pi by 2, and for -1 again you have here pi by 2. Now if you see that the graph is here increasing to this one, and here you have to mark like that. So here you see that the graph of sine inverse function is obtained like that. So that be the graph of sine x. Here what you do, all the point in between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, you plot it along y-axis. Okay. And the points which be taken along x-axis in the graph of sine, here you have to take it along x-axis, and that is accordingly you have to plot that means the values which be obtained there, and simply you have the graph of sine inverse x. Okay. So this is the method to plot the graph, but only you have to learn here what domain and range of sine inverse x function. Okay. And what is the relation in between the sine function and the sine inverse function? All these to be learned by you. Okay. Now next one. So your next slide. Inverse cosine function. In the same way, inverse cosine function. So what you know about the inverse of cos function? Cos x, whose domain is R and range is also -1 to 1. So here you see that if you plot the graph in between minus pi to pi, and so that just you see on your slide also. So here you see that -1 and 1 boundaries are given here. And if you draw the graph of it, cos function, and also if you draw a line, horizontal line, y is equal to 1 by 2, and you see that that horizontal line, that is the horizontal line parallel to x-axis, intersect the curve at so many points, so you can say that the function is not 1, so it is not said to be invertible. But if you restrict its domain from, just you see the graph, if you draw the horizontal line, you have automatically the region in which you can say it is 1. So just I check it to find out the region where you say it is 1. Okay. So first we draw a line of y is equal to 1, and here a line of y is equal to -1, and plot it. So 0, so you have 1, yes, this point. And for pi by 2, you have 0. For pi, you have value -1, so this point. In the same way, for minus pi by 2, you have again 0. And for minus pi, you have again 1. Minus pi, you have minus 1. Okay. Now plot its graph. So in this way, and yeah. So here you see that that be the curve of cos x. Here you see that the curve shows the graph of cos x. Okay. Now you draw the horizontal line and see that, yes, it intersects the curve so many points. So it is not onto. But here you have to search those points close to the origin where the horizontal line intersect at a point. So here, if you see in that from x is equal to 0, that point is 0. And here you have pi by 2. And here again you have pi. So from 0 to pi, just you see it. From 0 to pi, the horizontal line intersect the curve at a point only. At a point only, this point only. So you can say that if we restrict the domain from 0 to pi, it becomes 1, 1 and said to be inverse of cosine. Inverse of cosine. So here you see that from 0 to pi close interval, it becomes 1, 1 and the function is said to be invertible. So if you have from 0 to pi by 2, 0 to pi, so you can say that your cos inverse x can be that be written as minus 1 to 1 to, yes, 0 to pi. 0 to pi if y is equal to cos inverse x, such that you can write it here, such that y is equal to cos inverse x if x is equal to cos y and y belongs to 0 to pi. Y belongs to 0 to pi. So you have to learn this step also. Okay. So in this way, you can say that the cosine functions graph, cos inverse graph, or you can also plot this one. So here you see that in your figure of cos inverse x, second figure. So here you see that on the graph at pi by 2, the value of cos is 0. So here it will be plot here. And for pi, and sorry, for 0, it will be 1. And for pi and pi by 2, 0 to pi. Only you have to plot the graph here for 0 to pi only. And the inverse of cos inverse x graph is shown on your slide. So you have to write all that information on your notebook also and trying to learn all that things. Okay. So you can say in this way the cos inverse x is defined. Okay. So learn all that things. Now next slide. Okay. Inverse of tangent function. Inverse of tangent function. So if you are talking about the inverse of tangent function, and the domain of tangent function is all the real number, that means it is defined for all the real number except odd integral multiple of pi by 2. Okay, all odd integral multiple of pi by 2. You know? So you can say that in case of 10x, domain is all the real number and be defined for all integral multiple of pi by 2. Now let us trying to check the graph of 10x. So first you draw the graph of 10x. So here that be a line of x is equal to 0. And here a line of pi by 2. As at pi by 2, 10 is not defined. So here you have to draw a dotted line. For minus pi by 2, it is also not defined. So you can also draw the graph, that is dotted line of that line. So here you have pi by 2, and this point is minus pi by 2, and for pi it be 0, and for minus pi it be again 0. So in this way, here you draw the graph of, mark the points on the line. Now check its value. For tan 0, at x is equal to 0, the value of tan is 0, and pi by 2, it becomes infinite. It becomes infinite, and for 0 to pi by 2, that be your first quadrant. So you can say the graph you can draw like that. So that way in increasing order. Okay, so that be increased here. And in this region, pi by 2 to pi, you can say it is second quadrant, and the tan is negative for that, and tan pi is 0. So you can say your graph is like that. Starting from this one, that we decrease up to infinite. That be decreased up to infinite. Now, if you come to this one, for 0 to pi by 2, that be your fourth quadrant, and in fourth quadrant it be again that means negative, tan is negative, so you can say that be also going to up to minus infinite. And for this one, minus pi by 2 to pi, that is third quadrant, and in third quadrant tan is positive, so it be starting from this 0, and you can draw it up to infinite. So here you see that the graph which we drawn here is the graph of tan x. Okay, now check it in which region it be 1 1 or not. So if you draw the line parallel to the x-axis, any line which is parallel to x-axis, so you see that that line intersect the curve at so many points, so it is not 1 1. So there is a need of its restrict its domain. So how you restrict its domain close to the origin? Just you see that this point is not taken, and here this point is not taken. Okay, minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, and leaving this point, the horizontal line intersect the curve at a point only. In between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, the horizontal line intersect the curve at a point only. So you can say that in open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, it becomes 1 1, and the function tan x is said to be invertible. So if it is invertible, so no doubt invertible function is defined. So you can say that tan inverse x is that means its range is all the real number. So tan inverse x is such that r to 0 minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So in this way, that means all that information which I am saying to you, all that be written on your slide. Please write all the information which be given on your slide, write it same to same on your notebook also, and learn it. Okay, so that is only for the visualization. Okay, for building the concept, how you can say that that be a closed interval where the tangent is said to be defined and on. Okay, so in this way you can say that tangent is not defined. Sorry, is 1 1. So the tan inverse function is such that you can say that r real number to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, open interval. So here you can say r is the domain of tan inverse x, and close interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 is its domain. Sorry, range. So you have to learn this one, and if you want to plot the graph of it, so the figure shown that means the graph of tan inverse x. Okay, so here you see that the upper line which is parallel to x-axis is shown by pi by 2, and lower one minus pi by 2, and you see the graph at 0, the tan value of tan is also 0, and for pi by 2 it becomes infinite. So here you see that your upper portion of the curve is parallel to the line y is equal to pi by 2 here, and here you draw the line like that. And in the same way, if you are talking about the line y is equal to minus pi by 2, and here you see that your curve is extend to minus infinite here. So in this way, your second figure gives the graph of tan inverse x. In the same way, if you are talking about the next trigonometric function, so that is inverse of cotangent function. Inverse of cotangent function. So first of all, you have to draw the graph of it. And for cotangent function, the domain is all the real number and the range is all the real number except even multiple of pi by 2. Why you are saying even multiple and sometimes you are saying odd multiples of pi by 2? The reason behind that is actually tan pi by 2. At tan pi by 2 is not defined, that is infinite. And pi by 2 means what? 1 into pi by 2. And for odd integral multiples of pi by 2 means 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2. In all odd integral multiples of pi by 2, tan x is not defined. In the same way, cos x is not defined wherever sine becomes 0. Because cot is what? Sine, cos by sine. Cot x is cos by sine. So for what? That means the angles for which sine is 0, for that cot is not defined. Okay. So sine 0 is 0. So for 0 it may not defined. So you can say that for all even integral multiple of pi by 2 it is not defined. So that means what? 0, 2 pi, 2 pi, pi, 3 pi. For all that values cots are not defined. Okay. So let us draw the graph of cot inverse cot of x. So what you're seeing here, suppose that be a line of 0 degree, and here you have pi by 2 and here pi. Again here you have minus pi by 2 and minus pi. Okay, actually 0 for 0 cot is not defined, so here we have to draw, that means dotted line, but due to that be represented as y-axis, we have to draw it a line like that. And for pi it is also not defined, so in case of pi you draw here dotted line, and for minus pi you draw dotted line, and for cos pi by 2 it is 0. Okay, so now check it. At pi by 2 the value of cot is 0, and for 0 it becomes infinite. So you can say the graph is like that. The graph is like that. Okay, in the same way, if you are talking about this one, 0 to pi by 2 is completed. Okay, now for pi by 2 to pi, that becomes second quadrant, and in second quadrant cot is negative. So you can say the curve is like that. The curve is like that. It becomes up to infinite here in second quadrant. Okay, in the same way, if you are talking about 0 to pi by 2, 0 to minus pi by 2, and for 0 to minus pi by 2, that be your fourth quadrant. Actually that be your fourth quadrant, and in fourth quadrant actually quadrant is decided, that be 4, so it be negative, and this be also negative. So the two negative becomes make it positive. So you can say the curve is like that. The curve is like that. So sorry, that be negative, no? So you can draw in this way. So you can draw it in this way. Okay, and for this one, minus pi to minus pi by 2, that be your third quadrant, and cot is positive. So the curve is in this way. So here you see that if you draw the line, so what you have, again you have it is not 1 1. So you have to restrict its domain, and you have to restrict the domain from, that means here you have not defined, so that point is not taken, and for pi it is also not defined, so that point is also not taken. So in between 0 to pi, the horizontal line intersect the curve at a point only, this point. So you can say that in between 0 to pi, the curve, that means cot x, becomes 1 1, and it is said to be invertible. It is said to be invertible. Cot inverse x can also be defined as cot inverse x is such that all the real number to 0 to pi. All real number to 0 to pi such that y is equal to cot inverse x if x is equal to cot y and y belongs to 0 to pi. Y belongs to 0 to pi. So that 0 to pi is known as its principal branch. That is its principal branch, okay? So only you have to learn the principal branch and the domain. So that is range, and here you have domain of cot inverse x. So in this way, cot inverse function is defined. And now if you are talking about the graph of it, so here you see that in between 0 to pi, so the point 0 and pi is to be plotted along y-axis, and the corresponding points which we are given corresponding to 0 and pi, and pi by 2 also on the x-axis. Okay, so here you see that for x is equal to this one 0, so here you have pi by 2 point. So for pi by 2 it is 0, and after that for 0 it is infinite. So here you see that the graph becomes parallel to here x-axis in positive direction, and for the next one it is also going to negative direction. So in this way you can say that the graph of cot inverse x is like that, as the figure shown, that means second figure. So you have to draw the same rule also on your copy, and trying to learn all that things. So the time is about to complete it. So I suggest you have to complete all that works on your fair copy, and also learn how that means not only to learn how, but the domain and range is to be learned by you. Okay, and also you have to see all the slides which we given, yes, and studying it and complete your work. Only we just I discuss all that information which we given on your slide one by one, and then we have to solve the questions regarding that. And then so before we solve the questions, I provide you assignment, and you have the number of questions, important questions also, and we have to trying to solve one by one each, and just build up your concept, and no doubt that topic is very interesting. Okay, so time